Hey everyone, John Green here, and today we're talking about something super interesting. Americans living in other countries. It's a pretty cool idea, right? Leaving everything behind to start over somewhere completely new. And it happens more than you think. Millions of Americans live all over the world, from busy cities to quiet little towns. So why do they pack their bags and leave the US? That's what we're going to find out. In this video, we're checking out the top 10 countries where Americans are settling down, even if it's just for a while. We'll look at everything from money matters to cool things to do, and maybe even learn a bit about ourselves along the way. Because let's be honest, wanting to explore new places and see the world from a different perspective is part of being human. So, get ready, grab your imaginary passports, and let's start this adventure. Okay, let's start with our neighbors to the south, Mexico. It's probably not a surprise that Mexico is a top spot for Americans living abroad. I mean, who can blame them? It's close by. For many Americans, especially those in the southern states, going to Mexico is a short trip, making it easy to visit family and friends back home. Plus, sometimes you just need a break from the cold, and Mexico has tons of sunshine. But it's not just convenience and good weather. Mexico has a rich history, a lively culture, and some of the best food in the world. From ancient ruins to busy markets, there's always something new to see. And speaking of new things, let's talk about how much things cost. For a lot of Americans, especially retired people and those who work online, their money goes further in Mexico. That means more tacos, more adventures, and more chances to experience the Mexican way of life. It's like a never-ending vacation, with even better food. Now I know what you're thinking. Mexico is great for vacation, but living there? And you're right to think about the differences. Moving to another country is a big deal, and it's not always easy. But that's what makes the American community in Mexico so interesting. These aren't just tourists. They're building lives, becoming part of the community and mixing cultures. They're learning Spanish, helping out local groups, and showing that sharing cultures can be a beautiful, sometimes complicated, but ultimately rewarding experience. And let's not forget about the money part. American expats help the Mexican economy by supporting local businesses and creating jobs. It's a win-win that helps both countries and makes those cross-cultural connections stronger. So yes, Mexico is more than just a vacation spot for Americans. It's a place to reinvent yourself, slow down, and maybe discover that home isn't just a place, but a feeling. Okay, from the sunny beaches of Mexico, we're going north to the land of maple syrup, hockey, and cool accents, Canada. Now, I know what you're thinking. Canada? That's like America's quieter sibling. And okay, maybe that's true. But don't underestimate Canada. It has a lot to offer, and for many Americans, it's the perfect mix of familiar and different. Canada and the US share a lot culturally. We both love our coffee, sports, and flannel shirts. Canada also does things a little differently. It's known for being more open-minded, with affordable healthcare. And Canadians are just really nice. Canada is a chance for Americans to try a different way of life without going too far. It's like testing the international waters, but with familiar shores nearby. Now let's talk about why Americans might choose Canada over, say, another English-speaking country with good healthcare, like the UK. Well, it's close by. Just like Mexico, Canada is easy to get to for Americans, which makes it a good choice for those who want to stay close to family or work in both countries. And speaking of work, Canada has lots of jobs. It's got a strong economy, especially in areas like technology, healthcare, and natural resources. Plus, Canadian companies often want skilled workers, and Americans have a reputation for working hard, good or bad. But it's not just about any job, it's about a job you believe in. Canada has good social programs, which is a big plus for Americans who want a better work-life balance or are worried about things like affordable healthcare and education. And don't forget about how beautiful Canada is. It has some of the most amazing scenery in the world, from the Rocky Mountains to the coasts of Nova Scotia. So whether you love hiking, skiing, or just being outside, Canada has something for everyone. So, we've talked about North America, but let's jump across the Atlantic Ocean to the United Kingdom with its green hills, busy cities, and cool accents. The UK is attractive to lots of Americans. It's no surprise really. I mean, the UK is almost like family, right? Okay, maybe not really family, but we share a lot of history, think about it. Hundreds of years of the same language, cultural exchange, and even a revolution or two. That shared history means some good things for Americans thinking about moving to the UK. First, we speak the same language. Sure, British and American English are a little different, but it's the same language, not like trying to understand ancient Egyptian writing. The UK also has great schools and jobs, from famous universities like Oxford and Cambridge, to big industries in finance, technology, and the arts. There's something for everyone in the land of Shakespeare and the Beatles. Let's talk about those universities for a second. Oxford and Cambridge? Those names are a big deal. They're the definition of academic excellence. For Americans, studying in the UK means a new culture and maybe a cool accent. The UK attracts students and professionals from all over the world. It's a diverse and exciting place. Whether it's London's tech scene or Scottish ruins, the UK is welcoming. It's not just about school and jobs. The UK is full of history and culture. From Edinburgh to Manchester, there's always something new. And let's not forget the pubs. The UK has a lot to offer. It's a place where history comes alive and opportunities abound. No wonder so many Americans call it home. From Shakespeare's land, we travel southeast to the middle of Europe, Germany. Germany might not be the first place you think of when you think about living abroad, but wait a second. Germany has a lot going for it, and more Americans are moving there for a new adventure. First, Germany has one of the strongest economies in the world. It's known for its engineering, its focus on quality, and its manufacturing. And that strong economy means a stable and successful society. But it's not just about the economy. Germany is also in a great location. It's right in the middle of Europe, which makes it super easy to travel to other countries. Want a weekend trip to Paris? No problem. Want to see the canals of Amsterdam? Take a train. Germany also has a rich history and culture. From the castles of Bavaria to the art scene in Berlin, there's something for everyone. Plus, let's not forget about the beer gardens, Oktoberfest, and of course, the pretzels. Now let's talk about the language. Yes, German can be tough for English speakers, but lots of Germans, especially in big cities and certain jobs, speak English pretty well. Plus, there are tons of ways to learn the language, and honestly, learning a new language can be one of the best parts of living abroad. It opens up new possibilities, lets you connect with people better, and looks good on a resume. But besides the practical stuff, living in Germany gives you a chance to experience a different pace of life. Germans value efficiency, being organized, and a good work-life balance. So, if you're looking for a change from the busy American lifestyle, Germany might be perfect for you. Plus, the food is amazing. Germany is great for people who love to eat, with its hearty meals, delicious pastries, and of course world-famous beer. I mean, who doesn't love schnitzel and beer, right? Okay, let's leave Europe and go to a land of sunshine, beaches, and well, more beaches, Australia. Australia has always seemed mysterious to Americans. It's this faraway land of adventure, unusual animals, and cool accents. But Australia is more than just kangaroos and koalas, though those are pretty cool. It's a country with a great quality of life, a strong economy, and friendly people. It's no wonder so many Americans are moving there. One of the biggest reasons Americans like it is the language. While Australians have their own slang and way of speaking, English is the main language, making it easy to adjust. No need to struggle with language classes or use hand gestures, although those can be fun too. And then there's the weather. Australia is known for its sunny skies, warm weather, and beautiful beaches. Whether you like to surf, sunbathe, or just enjoy the sun, Australia is a dream come true. But Australia is more than just beaches and sunshine. It has a high quality of life with great healthcare, good schools, and not much crime. It's a safe and welcoming place for families, individuals, and retired people. And let's not forget about the work-life balance. Australians value their free time, and they love being outdoors. So, whether you're into hiking, surfing, or just having a barbecue with friends, you'll find lots of ways to relax and recharge. Of course, we can't talk about Australia without mentioning its unusual animals. From kangaroos and koalas to wombats and echidnas, Australia has some of the most interesting animals in the world. It's like being in a nature documentary. So yeah, Australia has a lot to offer. A great quality of life, amazing nature, and a relaxed and welcoming culture. It's no wonder so many Americans choose to make it their second home. So, our sixth most popular destination for Americans abroad might surprise you, but it makes sense. Israel. It's a country with a lot of historical and religious importance for many Americans, right? And that connection, that shared history and culture, makes people want to connect with their heritage or explore a different way of life. Plus, Israel is a global center for technology and innovation. We're talking cutting-edge startups, research institutions, and all that. So, it attracts entrepreneurs, researchers, and anyone who wants to be part of the next big thing. And of course, there's education. Israel has some great universities and programs which attract American students and academics looking for international experience. It's a pretty big deal. Now, moving to Israel isn't easy because what big life change is, right? It's a country with a complicated political situation and there can be cultural and language differences to figure out. But for many Americans, the good things about living in Israel, like the sense of community, the spiritual connection, and the chance to be part of something really unique, are more important than the challenges. Plus, the food in Israel is amazing. Falafel, hummus, shawarma, it's a foodie's paradise. And the fresh produce from the markets is incredible. So while it might not be the most common choice, Israel is a fascinating and rewarding experience for Americans looking for adventure, connection, and maybe some really good hummus. Alright, moving on to our seventh country, South Korea. Now, I know what you're thinking, K-pop, K-dramas, kimchi, and yeah, those are all awesome parts of South Korean culture. But there's so much more to this country that attracts Americans. For starters, South Korea has a strong economy with a growing need for English teachers, and that means lots of opportunities for Americans who want to share their language and culture while living abroad. Plus, South Korea's education system is highly regarded, so teaching English there can be a really rewarding experience. Besides teaching, South Korea also has many international companies, which creates job opportunities for Americans in fields like technology, business, and engineering. We're talking Samsung, LG, Hyundai, big companies worldwide. Of course, we can't talk about Americans in South Korea without mentioning the military. The US has a long-standing military alliance with South Korea, and many American service members and their families live there. It's definitely a unique experience living in a country with such a strong military connection. But besides the military and work opportunities, South Korea has a vibrant culture that's captured the imagination of people everywhere. From the busy streets of Seoul to the beautiful temples, there's something for everyone in South Korea. And did I mention the food? Seriously, Korean food is amazing. Bibimbap, Korean barbecue, kimchi pancakes, I could go on and on. So whether you want to teach, work, or just experience a new culture, South Korea will definitely leave a lasting impression on you. France, the land of croissants, berets, and romance. It's no surprise that France is always a top spot for expats, including Americans. I mean, who hasn't dreamed of walking along the Seine River with a baguette, enjoying the Parisian charm? It's almost a cliché, but for good reason. But beyond the stereotypes, France has a rich culture, history, and of course, food that's hard to resist. From the vineyards of Bordeaux to the lavender fields of Provence, France is a country that appeals to all your senses. And for Americans looking for a more European pace of life, France can be a welcome change. The French value a good work-life balance, and they're not afraid to slow down and enjoy life. Now, while Paris might be what attracts many people at first, France has a lot more to offer than just Paris. From the medieval cities of the Loire Valley to the beaches of the French Riviera, there are many different landscapes and experiences to discover. And let's not forget the French people themselves. While they sometimes seem reserved, they're actually very warm and welcoming once you get to know them. Plus, there's the language. While English is spoken in many places, especially tourist areas, learning even a little French can make your experience much better and help you connect with locals. So, whether you're drawn to its romantic image, its cultural heritage, or just the promise of really good cheese, France is a country that will capture your imagination and maybe even steal your heart. So, we've explored a lot of awesome places so far, but let's be honest, no list of top destinations for Americans abroad would be complete without Japan. It's got everything: busy cities, peaceful temples, bullet trains, vending machines with everything you can imagine. It's like stepping into another world, but with better snacks. But beyond the initial wow factor, Japan has some serious appeal for Americans looking for a change. For starters, the job market can be pretty good, especially if you're in fields like tech, education, or English teaching. And let's not forget those cultural exchange programs, which are a fantastic way to learn about the language and traditions. Because Japan is all about embracing the new and different. You've got centuries-old traditions next to cutting-edge technology. You've got anime and manga alongside traditional tea ceremonies. It's this mix of old and new that makes Japan so unique, so captivating. And if you love food, you're in for a treat. From sushi and ramen to okonomiyaki and mochi, Japanese food is a world of deliciousness waiting to be explored. But be warned, once you've had real Japanese food, nothing else will be quite the same. Now I know what you might be thinking. Japan seems so different, so foreign. And yeah, there's definitely a language barrier, and the culture can take some getting used to. But Japanese people are incredibly welcoming and helpful. They have a deep respect for their culture and traditions, and they're usually happy to share that with foreigners who are truly interested in learning. So don't let the fear of the unknown stop you. Embrace the challenge, put yourself out there, and you might just be surprised at how quickly you fall in love with this amazing country. Because Japan is more than just a destination, it's an experience. It's a place that will challenge you, inspire you, and make you appreciate the beauty of different cultures. So if you're looking for an adventure that's both exciting and enriching, Japan just might be the perfect place for you. Okay, let's change things up and go to Europe. Specifically to the land of sunny beaches, flamenco dancing, and paella. That's right, we're talking about Spain. Spain has always been popular with tourists, but it's also becoming more popular with Americans who want to live abroad. And honestly, it's easy to see why. The weather alone is enough to make you want to leave those cold winter months behind. But besides the sunshine, Spain offers a quality of life that's hard to beat. Life is generally more relaxed, people value spending time with family and friends, and there's always something happening, whether it's a local festival, a soccer game, or just a relaxing evening walk with some tapas and a glass of wine. And speaking of tapas, let's talk about the food. Spanish food is all about fresh, flavorful ingredients, and it's seriously good. From paella and Spanish omelets to churros with chocolate and patatas bravas, your taste buds are in for a real treat. Now, Spain isn't all about naps and sangria, though those are definitely perks. It's also a country with a rich history, vibrant culture, and diverse landscapes, from the busy streets of Madrid, to the beautiful beaches of the Costa del Sol, to the mountains of the Pyrenees. And while the cost of living in Spain has gone up, it's still relatively affordable, especially compared to other Western European countries. This is especially true if you're willing to live outside of the big cities where you can find charming towns with a lower cost of living and a more laid-back feel. Plus, Spain is part of the European Union, which means that if you're an EU citizen, you can live and work there without a visa. And even if you're not, there are still visa options, especially if you're looking to retire, work remotely, or start a business. So, if you're dreaming of a life with sunshine, good food, and a more relaxed pace, then Spain might just be the perfect place for you. It's a country that has something for everyone, whether you love history, food, beaches, or just want a change of pace. And there you have it. These are just 10 of the top countries where Americans are living abroad. We've gone from the streets of Mexico City to the temples of Japan, from the markets of Seoul to the beaches of Spain. We've looked at why people move abroad, from seeking adventure and new experiences to finding love, building careers, and redefining what it means to call a place home. But these stories remind us that the world is a big and connected place. And while borders might separate us, they also give us chances to connect, grow, and understand ourselves and the world around us better. So, whether you're dreaming about a life abroad or just curious about what others experience, I hope this video has inspired you to embrace the unknown, to try new things, and to remember that the world is full of amazing places and people waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.